watching tonight. And always, we're here for you. Good night.
Hafa-day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. Different uniforms, one response. Airport Police, Customs, Marshals, and Anderson Police are pushing through special enforcement tactics training, preparing for the moments where every second counts. Jonigan Charfers has more on the SET program.
Police, search
So what is SET? Instructor Lieutenant Dean Delgado explains.
SET is Special Enforcement Tactics, which the Airport Police have adopted from the Marshals Judiciary, which was founded by Chief Jory Talai.
In this third cycle, it's an elite multi-agency training with 14 officers.
It's Customs, Probation, Marshals, Air Force Security, and Airport Police.
The 8-week program pushes them through high-level tactics, but getting in takes the best of the best.
The Airport Police will do an invite to multi-agencies, letting them know the start date for Special Enforcement Tactics training, and what they do is they send their best officers that have prerequisites. They have to shoot a 296 in shooting score or pass the PT test.
Among them, the only female in the program, Airport Police Officer Kaylee Pinaula.
This training offers one of the highest levels of certification that any law enforcement officer can receive, and I'm glad to be one of the few females going through this training.
For many, like Deputy Marshal Xavier Napati, the drive to be here runs deep.
Growing up and watching my family be in it and how they adapt and overcome all the challenges that we go through, it made me want to do it. And now coming into SET, I realized I didn't know SET, you know? So that's when we want to do it. This is my support system, everyone that's gone before me.
But once you're in, the standard never drops.
SET holds a high standard, and so we all come early in the morning and we have to be professional, and we have to basically grind every day, whether it's CQB aspect or whether it's the PT, everything's a grind, and everything's at 110% all day, every day.
And it's not just about individual skill. It's a great.
As you guys know, SET is one of the higher standard cycles out there right now. So for me to accomplish that, that's something that means something to me.
And the mindset to get through it.
For me, it's very simple, never quit. You want to be a part of this training, you got to have that mindset. You got to have that drive, that desire. Once your mind gives up, it's done.
Because at its core,
SET is all about brotherhood. It's about respect. It's about the connections we make along the way.
And when it's over, they return stronger.
They return back to their agencies, and most of the agencies have a specialized unit that they because they're trained now in that level compared to where were they at when they first started, and they use them as a good asset.
But for many, what they gain here goes beyond training.
Hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard.
Jonigan Charfers, KUAM News.
5 years after their last conversation, Jonigan Charfers reconnects with Hollywood barber Dane DC Diego, now traveling the world on tour with Anderson .Paak and fresh off work on the newly released biopic honoring the life and legacy of Michael Jackson, one of the most influential artists of all time.
I caught up with DC after the Met Gala, where he bumped into another Guam boy, Storm Pablo, where they both worked on Anderson .Paak. He tells me how they met on a Visa commercial that featured Anderson.
Anderson .Paak he was kind of, ranting and raving about the new stylist that he got. And I was like, nice, and and he was kind of saying how he was Bad Bunny's stylist and everything. And I was just like, oh, okay, great, man. Can't wait to meet him. We were just kind of doing just the casual, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. And then he goes, where are you from? And And I was like, oh, I was like, not too far. I was like, I grew up in the Bay Area, and he was just like, okay, cool. And I was like, where are you from? And he goes, oh, I'm from Guam. And I just kind of stopped, and I was like, wait. Did you say Guam, bro? And he was just like, yeah. And I was like, half a day. And so we were like right in the middle of like working on AP together and everything. And we just kind of just stopped, gave each other a big hug and everything. And we're just like, we'll get back to this conversation in just a minute. All right. but yeah, but it was such a trip. And we started talking, and he said that he was from Dedi Do. And I told him, was it that, all my family's from Inalahan and everything. And yeah, it was just such like a surreal like meetup. And then like kind of Anderson Paak kind of looked at both of us, and he was like, wait, so both of you guys are from Guam? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, dude, you got Chamorros on your team, man.
DC has worked with Anderson for about 5 years.
It was like as soon as we kind of got together, we started work. We first met on a movie that he made called K-Pops, and he filmed that. Was it a few years ago? And we hit it off right away. We all love the same music, and he just really appreciated the work that I did, and we just connected. Really, just like it was just so. It was such like a good connection.
He told DC early on he wanted him to go on tour with him.
I was like, okay, all right. And that was the Malibu tour. And so yeah, he took me on the Malibu tour, and it was just like from then I've just been just working constantly with him.
And he's still working on film. In his words, he had the opportunity to work on a legendary project.
The most recent project, as far as like film, was definitely the Michael Jackson project, and that was like the. I don't even know how much better it could get. I mean, just kind of just working on that film, and just kind of like the artistry that you kind of just seen all across production was incredible.
For him, it's always nice to see the Diego last name in the credits.
That was really awesome. And then, of course, the kids, they're all pumped up. Like, hey, Dad, that's our Diego last name up there. And I'm like, that's right. So, always cool.
DC talks about meeting up with locals.
God, last year I worked Coachella, and it was really cool. I ended up running into Jay Taj while we were doing a performance, and he was at Coachella, and he's actually really cool with Anderson Paak as well, and they knew each other from way back in the day, just kind of growing up over here in SoCal, and just kind of being in the music scene. And so as soon as I seen him, right away, I was, hey, half a day, what's up, dude? We started talking, and then they're like, hey, you guys know each other? And of course yeah, this is my cousin right here, man. What's up? So we just kind of just started talking. And Anderson Paak had no clue that Jay Taj was Chamorro, so I was just like, yeah, this is Chamorro fam, so everywhere we go, and if, I'm always wearing Guam stuff one way or another, and so we run across a lot of Chamorros, and it's, and he just like, he's kind of figuring out, he's like, you guys are kind of everywhere, right? And I was like, we get around.
He even talked about meeting up with Teddy Solis.
He actually did the post-production for the movie K-Pop. So that was another project that, that we got to connect on, and we were like, wait a minute. We had no clue. We filmed the movie, and we were at practice for Couturin on Sunday one time, and he was just like, dude, I just got picked up on this movie called K-Pops. And he was just like, I heard that, was it you worked on it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, dude, I'm doing the post-production, man. And I was just like, no way.
He says you meet up with Chamorros randomly in the industry, and it's always really cool.
And however busy we are on set and whatever we're doing, we always kind of just stop and just kind of, figure out, where your family's from, what's your last name, are we related? Just the typical Chamorro questions.
DC closes out with,
my number one goal was always just to kind of just see just my, my name, my last name. Of course, that comes from Guam. Just on the movie screen in the credits. And that was always kind of, something from a child that I always just wanted to make happen. But never actually kind of, I never actually kind of had the tools, to kind of like figure out, how to make it happen. And yeah, the biggest thing is just keep working. If you don't know something, become extremely knowledgeable about what you're going for. And don't stop till you get it,
Jonagan Charfus, KUAM News.
A survivor recovery center is set to open on Rhoda at its youth center to serve as a one-stop shop for disaster recovery assistance. Members of FEMA, American Red Cross, the Small Business Administration, and the CNMI Department of Labor's Disaster Unemployment Program will be available to assist Rhoda residents with the application process. Here's more.
On Monday, the Survivor Recovery Center will be opening up on Rhoda. The center will be based at the San Paulo Youth Center, where C.J. Bermudez Jr., who is currently in charge with the CNMI Individual Assistance Program, will be. Bermudez, upon arrival in Rhoda, met with the mayor and her staff, as well as some FEMA counterparts, so they can discuss the Individual Assistance Program, along with roofing and tenting.
What I'm here for really is the recovery center here, which will be hosted at the youth center.
He said he wanted to get on the ground.
I was in Tinian earlier this week and wanted to take the opportunity to come out to Rhoda to help it get started for an opening next week.
If residents in Rhoda have questions?
So FEMA has what's called the Individual Assistance Program, right? And under that there's a whole suite of financial assistance that's provided to survivors. Individual and household programs, other needs assistance, serious needs assistance, which is direct financial assistance.
He says all of this information has been pushed out by their Joint Information Center.
We're going to work with the Rhoda PIO to push out flyers and information to make it simple for the survivor. But at the SRC, you'll be able to come in and apply for individual assistance. You don't have to apply for each program. They'll make that determination, but it's just to get a case opened and see what you are eligible for.
What he recommends to Rhoda residents?
So something that we're pushing on SIPA and we're pushing on the Commonwealth through the JEC is that if you are capable and able to register online, use the FEMA app or call the 1-800 or 671 numbers to register, do that and you can avoid a wait.
Bermudez thinks it's great the SRC was able to open on Tinian and on Rhoda a week within the opening on Saipan. Hours of operation will be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Now, if you know there's one thing you know about GW, it's that the Geckos always celebrate achievements loud and proud. And over in Manilao this week, 2 tenured faculty members were honored by the school community on their retirement from teaching. That's Elizabeth Cruz and Marty Boudreau, who were given leis and plaques for their combined 60-plus years in the classroom. Cruz started in 1992 and Boudreau began in 1997. Both taught science, helping Guam's youth to appreciate the challenge of discovery and exploration, with GW being the only school where both have ever taught, and Boudreau also being the longtime athletic director for GW. Congratulations again to both exceptional teachers. Continuing with education news, it continues to be graduation season around the island, and students from all levels of school turn their tassels and complete their studies, recognized for their hard work in earning the lifelong gift of their education. And Pacific Islands University celebrated its class of 2026 with 48 students graduating with degrees. The Manilao School, located on the back road to Anderson, awards college-level degrees in Bible and liberal arts, preparing eager minds primarily within Guam's Micronesian community with the tools and foundation to prepare them for Christian ministry. And this year is PIU's 50th anniversary worldwide, with the local theological college having launched locally in 2009. Congratulations to all the graduates. Well, stick around, we have more coming up on Weekend Edition. You're watching KUAM.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase. But if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable, now that's a Jeep thing. So we're bringing you more Jeep things this year, because Jeep things should be everyone's thing.
All right, Buenas and Hafide, when you represent our island, our heritage, our culture, it's not a job, it's not a responsibility, it really is an honor and everything. And we have Jerome and Jake here with the Uritao program and everything. Boys, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem, thank you.
Okay, so Jake, let's first talk about the Uritao program, what it's all about, what you guys do, and how you're actually able to perpetuate our culture.
For the Uritao Leadership Academy, you're getting paid to learn your culture through anything, like through dance, through taladza fishing, through carving, through like much more. You're able to like have these opportunities to learn more about your culture.
Okay, and you guys are actually learning, right, Jerome, the Antigua way, right? So you're learning the way that like our ancestors did. You guys are, a lot of these like arts and crafts and these techniques that are doing, these are what the old people did.
Okay.
The old people.
Yeah, I wouldn't know though, because I didn't live that time, but. Okay,
so what's the experience been like for you?
Well, piggybacking off of Jake, apart from, learning these traditional customs, it's also learning it with your peers. It's like a community, and I think it's way more fun and way more engaging that way when you have people that you know can, can help push you and also teach you, or you just do it together and you get to learn the whole thing together.
Okay, Jake, how long is the commitment if you want to be like a part of this program, and and what do you have to do?
It's a 6-week program, and you can sign up through the link, and yeah.
Okay, how many hours a week do you have to put in?
8 hours from, what is it? It's 8 till 3? 8 to 3? Yeah, 8 to 3. Yeah. 8 to 3.
Okay.
And, yeah.
And what has the program meant to you, and what's your experience been, and going through it, and and really experiencing, probably your culture on a deeper level?
Yeah. Before I started, I was really into my culture, but this really helped me, it made me find out how much our culture is dying, and I really want to revive our culture and keep pushing it. And being an Uritao leader or being part of the Uritao is you have the responsibility to share your culture with everybody else.
And because you guys are still young men and everything, and this program is for for young males that want to learn about our heritage and everything like that, how do you guys interact with your peers and say, this is what we can do, and this is why I want you guys to get involved?
Well, what we do is apart from just sharing our experiences, we also like to just, invite them in, show them what we can do. We made pieces, right? And we got to show off those pieces, and I'm sure that inspired a lot of people to try it out to see how that goes. So
very nice. Most especially, Mel, getting young people involved in this.
Yes,
the traditional way here at the Guam Museum, you're with the Department of Tomorrow Affairs and everything. This Uritao program that you have is phenomenal.
Thank you. We're really excited about it. It's kind of a funny, happy accident in a lot of ways. Vince held a conference here, and his target, of course, were the schools that are underserviced and cultural programming. And so by default, that ended up being a lot of private schools. And unfortunately, there some schools pulled out, and it was really FD that came through and brought a bunch of young men down to attend the conference. And so when we did the conference, I kind of got this idea. I thought about it. I was like, wow, it's got a lot of Guma Ulitao vibes, right? It made me think, that maybe there's an opportunity for us to be really deliberate about this type of education. And, one thing led to another, and Vince ended up connecting with the Department of Youth Affairs and, getting directly involved with their summer youth internship program. And so we were able to run our first pilot last year, which was really successful. So we're really excited about the prospect of it. We have a lot of other programming that we have been working on subsequently. I keep teasing Vince that the next project has to be the Content Rita program.
There you go. Okay,
right.
And interestingly, and maybe fittingly enough, that FD jumped on board. The island's all boys Catholic preparatory school is the Uritao program is a male-centric, would you call it skills development or cultural awareness program?
Right, in our culture, right, the Gumat Ulitao, in the Spanish recollection, they refer to it as a brothel, which is obviously a lot lost in translation.
Yeah.
But we understood the Gumat Ulitao as a place where young boys went to become men. And when we say that, what we mean is that there are certain skills and knowledge that is required of our boys who become men to be contributors into, their clans and their villages. And so, what we did was we looked at how do we translate this into the modern era? How do we provide relevant, cultural training, but in a way that is still applicable, useful, and attractive to our young men in today's society. So
and still respectful to the Antigua way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like
and the
all
boys
things,
told me they were learning like the old school techniques.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the nice thing about it is that obviously we don't have all of the master practitioners on our payroll. And so what's great about the program, I think another added benefit is that it was just by default necessary for us to create partnerships with other cultural practitioners, which I think is a fantastic thing. When you're able to bring in people from the community and provide also them with opportunity, value their skill sets, I think that's always a step in the right direction.
This Memorial Day, save big at Kmart. Upgrade your home with incredible deals on home appliances, including full-size refrigerators from brands like Hisense and Wizard, starting at just $4.99. Refresh every room with stylish, affordable furniture made for comfort and everyday living. And get the sleep you've been dreaming of with the new Eon Home Mattress Collection. All in stock and ready to take home today. Don't wait. Shop these Memorial Day savings now at Kmart.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. An ambition of any athlete at any level and from any era is that they'll be remembered. And GW's Rain Rios graduates from his beloved Mingilao campus, standing among the most decorated geckos in the school's 59-year history. Rain's senior year saw him win his second straight Wrestling Most Valuable Player award and another gold medal, a second MVP for rugby, and a mind-blowing fourth straight defensive MVP in football, capped off with winning the championship and ending FD's epic 9-year title run. And in a packed gym, Rain was joined by teammates, family, coaches, and a fanatical student body as GW retired his iconic number 28 jersey, alongside fellow gridiron legends Danny Cepeda and Brandon Chandler, and right next to his coach and dad, Ryan Rios. Rain's also an exceptional student in the classroom, proudly representing the purple and gold with leadership and service, representing his family, his village in Asin, his school, and his community as a role model and as a winner. And now, and for all time, Rain will be remembered as quite possibly the greatest gecko ever.
Afternoon, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, joined by the one and only Rain Rios, a historic moment here at GW, a place where a lot of history has happened. But Rain, your number has now been retired, your football jersey. You're only the fourth gecko to have his number retired in the 60-year history of the school, right next to your dad. The first gecko to ever have his number retired while you're still a student and everything. What are you feeling right now?
It feels great. It feels great just to know that my team and I, everyone that's helped me around football and all the sports I've done, it's great to show that we did it.
Now, any athlete says, I just want to be remembered, either for what I did, for how I worked, for the games I've won. You had that all, but all the years I've been covering you and everything, you always say, make sure it's about the team, because I'm all about the team. It's not about me. It's about my family, my coaches, my teammates, and everything. Where do you get that mindset, that attitude?
Well, if you look at it, it doesn't take one person to play a game. It doesn't take one person to win a championship. It always takes a team. And without a team, without brothers, you can't get there. You can't get to the top. You can't break a streak. You can't do the things you want to do.
Yeah. Everybody's going to remember this year as the year that you guys took down FD. You know, you ended their 9-year championship streak, but you're also a 2-time MVP in rugby, 2-time MVP in wrestling and everything. Where do you get that desire to continue to want to be great?
Well, it's always great to feel challenged. If you're challenged, then you're in the right place. Every time you fail, every time you struggle, you're in the right place, because all you do is succeed, and you just be a better person.
Okay, and you're not just an athlete, because I mean, you've always emphasized that you're a student athlete and everything.
Yes.
You're tremendous in math, really, really good student. So how does sports actually help you in the classroom, and then maybe how do your studies actually help you when you're out on the field?
Well, with sports and my studies, the sports you have to be dedicated. You have to have the drive to do it, and I think a lot of students that are athletes, the missing pieces. They need to want to do it. They just need to put the foot in the door and say, okay, let me try.
Okay. Now you went out on top here at a school which is fanatical for its sports history, the accolades, you know, the championships and everything. People are saying you're already possibly the greatest Gecko to ever do it and everything. Yeah, but I know you're not going to take that and everything, but just look over right there and everything like that. You're right next to your dad. No one's ever going to wear 55 again. No one's ever going to wear 28. Yes. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's great because no one gets to break my number.
What is your favorite athletic achievement? You've done so many things and everything. What's the one thing that stands out for you?
Oh, well, I got to say the championship, because we brought it back to the school and brought it back to the former Gecos and alumni.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and your dad was just mentioning and everything, and he challenged you still. He said, you know, you're heading off to college, you're going to continue to do great things, but make sure to give back to this school the way I have. I came back and coached, and I mentored young guys when we weren't winning championships, when we're still in rebuilding phase. How do you plan to continue to motivate and inspire, you know, Geckos that haven't even started this school yet?
Well, right now, I don't know what to do, but I just have a few words that don't settle for less. Don't let other people determine where you go. Be the person to determine where you go. Be the person to determine what you can do. Be the person to determine whether you win or not. It might be a team sport and you can't do it all on your own, but at least you tried in the end.
There you go. Words from one of the very best to ever do it at any level in any high school. Right here, Rain Rios now having his number retired. No one will ever wear a GW number 28 again. So just wrapping up, Rain, I know you haven't decided on a college yet. You got a couple considering right now. So what are your plans for after high school?
After high school? Yeah. Well, I plan to either play rugby or football, but I'm still deciding. Okay,
and you're thinking maybe like northeast or?
Yes.
Okay, so whatever you're going to do, you've got the entire island behind you. We know your school loves you, your family is, solidified and everything like that, but it's been such an honor to cover you all these years. You really are one of the greatest our island has ever produced and everything, and you set the bar really, really high. Congratulations to all you and all your success.
Thank you, I'm grateful for it.
All right, Rain Rios, number 28, forever immortalized here in the Raptors at GW.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
How deep do Pizza Hut's roots run in the islands? Through all the decades, we know what you love. Great taste at an even better price. Like our large one-topping carry-out pizza for just $14.99. You choose your favorite topping, pepperoni, olives, sausage, or any other single topping. our $14.99 large one-topping pizza. Order online and carry one out today. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
And now here's your Code Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutout sent to us on KUAM.com.
It's Sunday, everybody, and Zeke Uggan celebrates birthday number 13 this year. Happy 13th, Zeke. Happy birthday, and we're so proud of you. Please keep reaching for the stars. Say Mommy, Daddy, and Logan. And also, happy birthday to our Wonder Twins, Cecilia Taitano Yanger and Patricia Taitano Guerrero. We hope the both of you have absolutely wonderful birthdays. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
That's going to do it for us here on Weekend Edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. For now, I'm Matsuki Hirayama. We close out with more amazing mothers.
Moments with Mom is brought to you by KUAM Communications, Pacific Points, Do More, Get More, Foodies, Eat, Drink, Happy, and Enterprise Rent-A-Car, here for it.
Micronesia half a day away, wore. Pugut kasagase.